when you're camping, what do you do, for example, when you choose where you're going to sleep or food? Where do you keep your food so that you don't attract the bears or you don't put yourself in a position where...
Two different areas. If you're front country, which is, the standard campsites that you see for BC parks or the national parks, they will have bear-proof bins usually available that you can, lock things in. Bear may smell it, but it can't access. It's solidly stored. You are not keeping any food in your tents at any time, and you're not leaving any food or anything food related on the picnic tables, and that gets loaded into your car, and then off you go. If you're backcountry, you have to be very bear aware. And so usually if you're backcountry, you'll have a dedicated bag or a container where your food is in, that if you're in an area that doesn't have any protective aspects, you will usually hang it from a tall tree in a large overhanging branch. And that means that the bear can't climb up and kind of knock it out. You keep it away from you and your campsite. It's a separate area. I was camping in Jasper National Park a few years ago, 2018, and I was just sitting there in my campsite. I kind of finished what I was doing for the day. I was just relaxing, and there was a very fast-moving Parks Canada truck that stopped right in front of my site, and the warden, she got out and she had a paintball gun, and they use special paintball guns with instead of paint in the pellets, it's bear spray, and she started firing across the hood of the vehicle, across the road from me, because there was a bear that was approaching the campsites. And so the paintball gun does two things. It's a physical deterrent because it's uncomfortable to be hit by it. But because it has the bear spray in it, which is uncomfortable for them to breathe, it deters them without permanently injuring them, and it sends them away. And that's, in those cases, that's their entire job, is to monitor the wildlife, to make sure that there's a barrier between the two of them without having to fence everything off and block areas and such.
And Parks Canada, they also have a lot of cameras. They're always monitoring.
In area, they can't monitor the whole park, but in areas where they do have facilities, and they're watching things, and herds of animals, for example, in elk herd, for example, there will always be one or two that'll have a tracking collar. Wolf packs in the areas will have a tracking collar on one of them, so that they have an idea where they're at. And if you ever get a chance to look at some of the maps that they have, people would be very surprised at how close these wild animals are coming to downtown Banff or downtown Jasper on a regular basis.
Are there a lot of wolves in Vancouver or around Vancouver?
Not in this area, no. Most of the wolf population is on the interior of the province.
We saw one coming out from Prince George, right, Aidan? Last summer.
Beautiful ones up there. And the big one, and there is actually, name escapes me, there's a Netflix documentary about the sea wolves. And they live along the islands of the coast of British Columbia, and they're beautiful animals.